Did the crew survive? A lot of people have been commenting on that Abrams tank that was lost that it's still, at least it has its turret. And wow, this is a huge point. Okay, because one thing that we haven't learned in that is whether or not the crew got out, right? Because the thing about an Abrams, and I just did a video where I talked about how all tanks are vulnerable from the top, right? The thing about the Abrams is that it is very well designed to protect the crew, especially in comparison to Russian tanks that do not protect the crew from their ammunition cooking off, right? Because they have their ammunition in a ring that they sit that like sits beneath them. And so if they have something penetrate the crew compartment, it can set off the ammunition and the whole tank explodes. And not good for the crew, right? The Abrams and all Western tanks at this point are designed so that the ammunition is separate and it blows outward. And in fact, in the photos of the Abrams that was destroyed, you can see this square hatch that has been, it's designed to blow up and out when the ammunition goes off and prevent the blast from getting in at the crew. Now, if you're sitting in the commander's hatch or the loader's hatch, it's not good for you. But the thing is that, did the crew survive? Because this is really important. You want your crew to survive. Obviously, we want people to survive. You want your guys to survive. That's one thing. But beyond that, there's two very important things. One, you keep experience, right? Whenever you get your crew back, whenever you get pilots back, you learn something, right? That crew has learned something from the experience, and they have previously spent a lot of time learning how to get there in the first place. That training, that's a human capital, right? And you need to preserve that. And, like I say, they've learned a valuable life. If they survive, they learned a valuable life lesson that day. So that you want to preserve that. And the Ukrainians need high quality people, right? The Russians are throwing low quality, poorly trained troops against them. Ukraine needs to have that advantage in addition to the technology. Human capital is really important. Also, the crew needs to know that they can walk away, that their chances are good to walk away. Not just that crew, all the crews, right? So I really hope that some of those people survived. I'm hoping that they are out there, saying, yeah, you can survive. The tank can blow up, but we can survive it, right? That's a very, critical thing for morale, right? And, you want your tank crew to be confident. You want them going out on the battlefield with this, I am Thor, God of Thunder attitude, and you want them mixing it up with the enemy. If they're worried about, I don't know, all the rounds that they're sitting on exploding, that's going to take the edge off, right? That is going to make them less aggressive. And now, obviously, unbridled aggression can be a bad thing, but that's training. But you want them confident. And so this is something that is equally important. This is something that I think is not being taken into account. We just honestly haven't heard about that crew. That is the unknown here that would be really important and will have an effect. Guarantee you the Ukrainian tankers all know, though.